So now that the Logic project is set up, let's start on actually making some music. The first thing we're going to start off with are the drums, because they are the simplest thing to actually program in. And so let's give that a go. The first way we're going to program in the drums is by using a step sequencer, which can be found in Ultrabeat. To do that, you need to make a new software instrument. So click on the plus sign, software instrument, create. It will load up some random sound. Here's a clav. Stevie Wonder, Eat Your Heart Out. So we want to get rid of that though, and we're going to bring in a drum kit. Let's go electronic drum kit actually, drum machine, and let's go for epic electro. Let's just use these sounds to start off with, and as you go on, you want to start, tweaking and editing, you can do so, but don't get caught up on the sound to begin with. If you click on this little drop down arrow, you can see epic electro, and underneath you've got your different groups for your kick, snare, hi-hat, toms, and percussion, etc. All this is doing is like giving you your own volume control and pan. So volume being how loud it is, pan being in the left or the right. Don't worry, it's a reverse. I've got my left and rights fixed. Left and right. And if I want to play a kick, I can turn the overall kick sound down here. Or if I've got my range of snares here, all the snares can be turned up and down here. Let's go back to where it says kick, and let's do some step sequencing. You may want to just loop this for later. I'm just going to create a 4-bar loop by clicking and dragging. That basically means when you press play, it starts here and then goes to the end and then goes back to the beginning again. Okay, we're going to work on the chorus section, and you'll notice that chorus is written here. It isn't on yours, so let me show you how that works. So if we hide this off like that, bar 29 I think is where the chorus comes in. Ring, ring. So if we go to bar 29, go to track, navigate, should we say, navigate, create marker. You'll see that marker 1 appears here. If you don't like doing it that way, the other shortcut is Alt speech marks. It comes up. You can now rename it to say chorus 1. So click on the list view, go to where it says marker, double click on marker 1 like that, and then type in chorus 1. You can now see it's renamed chorus 1. The other way of doing it is by going to pressing G on your keyboard, and you'll see where the marker says chorus 1. If you double click on that, you can now call it chorus 1 as well. It's up to you which way you do it, okay? So that was by pressing G or pressing the global tracks button there. So we're going to work on this chorus. I've made a 4-bar loop at bar 29. Let's open up the Ultrabeat synth. It looks hideous. Don't worry, it's not. You'll get used to all these controls by the end of your time at ELAM. Click on sequencer, press the on button, and go to where it says full of view. So it's got loads of dots. Every time there's a dot, it's going to trigger the line that is associated with. So the kick is being played on 1, 6, 9, 13, whatever that means, and the kick sounds like this. Now this is a put in or pre-populated drum beat. To get rid of it, click on one of the notes and hold, drag up to the other top right hand corner. So that gets rid of all those notes. If we press play, you can see the sequencer is now going through, and whenever we click in an event, it plays the note. Goes back again. So let's start putting in that 4 to the floor kick pattern. So like that. If we press play or spacebar, you'll now hear it fits in perfectly. Okay. Let's also put in that side stick sound. Boom, gut, 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 gut. If you listen to the original, it sounds like this. Okay, so we're going to use. Let's use the snare and the side stick to do that. So let's just try a random spot because it's quite hard working out. No, that doesn't sound right. Boom, cut. No, it's boom, cut. So let's move it back one. Perfect. That's it. So boom, cut, cut. So if you want to copy my pattern in. Are you there? Hello? Are you there? Let's also put the snare in at the same time as that side stick, just like that, so we're doubling it up. Now the snare is way too loud, so we can turn it down by using the velocity editor here. Velocity means volume, so if we drag it down, it's now going to be quieter. So here we go, let's turn that snare down there. And this doesn't affect the side stick. The side stick's got its own velocity editor as well. So let's turn that down. And let's turn those side sticks up, all the way up to the top. I still think it's still slightly too loud, so let's go back to the snare and let's turn it down even more. So all the way down here. Layering two different sounds at the same time is an effective way of getting the timbre you want, the actual sound. You can't always achieve it by playing one note at one time when it's a drum kit. That's perfect. So now we've got the actual the sequence popped in the step sequencer. To get it out of the step sequencer, so we can start arranging it from left to right, go to where it says pattern, and if you hover over the little box next to it, it says drag to arrange window. Okay, let me do what you say. So drag it in. Oh, there it is. That's our pattern. Turn your sequencer off, close it up here, and then drag this back to where you want it. Perfect. We've now got our pattern. If we want to copy it, we can just hold down Alt, click and drag. Now we've got two regions. So now it continues. So that's how to copy. Hold down Alt, click and drag. Or go to the top right hand corner and drag out like that. So top right hand corner, drag out. It now does something called a loop. Or if you want to do it the old way, you press loop up here and it loops it for all eternity, which is a bit annoying, but then you can trim it down afterwards. Or if you're really old school and you like wasting time, edit, copy, click where you want it, edit, paste. Oh, took ages. There's no point. Alt and click and drag is the easiest way of doing it. So now you've got your drum part. If you think that, let's just mute, that turns off the track, mute Jack Jones's a cappella. Let's turn the click off by pressing K. Let's see if we think everything's balanced. I think the kick's too loud, let me turn it down a bit. It's better. Bring the a cappella in. Nice. So now we've just used the step sequencer to click in the parts we want for the drums. If you watch the next video, you'll learn how to play it in and then also physically click it in, not using the step sequencer. That's 3 ways you can get audio in, MIDI information into Logic.